forward to this. All right, okay. So I'm going to go over the exam. Thank you, Tegan, for letting me use yours. And we're going to, did I send back the scores?
Yeah.
I think I did. No, I meant like for everybody.
I mean, you did for me. You did for me.
Here, I'm going to release scores now so you can access it through email and you can go through it as I'm going through it. So it should have emailed you your test. And if you want to follow along, that would be great. That would be wonderful. All right, let me zoom in. Number 1, define sociology in terms of its beginning, emergence, and conceptual definition. So Tegan said term sociology was first used by Auguste Comte and Emile Durkheim. So he later obviously looked at sociology in a studied field and in college, right, at a university level where we can understand how societal issues emerge and how societies all around the world, maybe we can compare them, contrast them, and we can realize sociology as a field of study and emergency. It's kind of like a subtopic of psychology and how we understand, how events occur all around the world, maybe how society changes, alters, you name it. Okay, so you had to mention about its emergence during the industrial age for full credit. So if you mention about the industrial age, with industrialization within Europe, America, and how that had a lot of effects on people, okay, and how that maybe translated into what we know as studying society as a whole and maybe looking at society and its changes through that time. Okay, you needed to mention about that. All right, so again, that's the definition, and you just needed to mention where this occurred. Okay, how it came about, the industrial age. All right, 2, describe the sociological perspective. Give an example of your understanding of the sociological perspective. So sociological perspective is a view that our social backgrounds are what influence our behavior and who we are as people. So Tegan gave a good example, right, of social patterns, particular individuals, and she described a little bit about how these backgrounds, we can reflect them, right, on, we can reflect them of really who we are as people. And how society kind of shapes who we are, right? And what our forms of entertainment are, okay, how we interact with people, our characteristics, our traditions, our values, whatever it might be, okay? All right, so sociological perspective. All right, number 3, describe what C. Wright Mills meant by the sociological imagination. So Tegan says, means to connect personal challenges to larger social issues. It's almost like that global perspective in a way where we're trying to understand ourselves and reflect it at a societal level, right? We're kind of putting ourselves in other people's shoes, but at a societal standpoint. So how maybe issues or grievances or problems affect us individually, and we can reflect it to society as a whole. All right. Macro and micro. So macro, we're understanding at the larger picture. So it might be at a global level, might be at a communal level, okay? We're trying to realize societal issues at a larger perspective. And then micro is a smaller perspective, right? It might be individualistic, okay? And you had to label that macro, micro for each theory, okay, of sociology, which were the next questions. So make sure you guys remember what macro and micro are. So functionalism. So functionalist approach, that theory to sociology is really just understanding how systems play a role within our society. Okay, so you could have mentioned about education, military, you could have mentioned about how the government formations in our society shapes us, who we are. Okay, I had to give a couple examples of sociologists and their perspective towards that theory. Right, Emile Durkheim, Herbert Spencer, okay, with his social Darwinism. And I know I talked about that a little bit in a video lesson and how during this time of industrialization, these countries were expanding, becoming stronger, more imperialistic. And he's relating that survival of the fittest Charles Darwin's theory of survival of the fittest, to communities, to societies all around the world. And again, macro level, right? We're looking at the larger scale, okay? So again, systems that are in place in society that help shape our society, right? I mentioned key sociologists know it's macro level. Conflict theory, another macro level. Okay, this is really understanding how society, in cases of, let's say, W.B. Du Bois, with progressive movements during the time of America's emergence in this industrial age, okay, after turmoil, grievances occurring for so long, okay, an activist movement, mostly based off of racial issues. He could have talked about Karl Marx, okay, how Karl Marx, with this idea of government, capitalism, right, the effects of it, the problems, and how he believed communism maybe should be an answer and a solution to some of the issues of capitalism. So at an economic standpoint. All right, so conflict theory, macro level, you had to mention a few key sociologists and how conflicts emerge over time that shapes our societies for the better, maybe for the worse. Okay, maybe you could have looked at wars, right? You could understand how these events, these different types of conflicts that emerge in our societies and shape us moving forward. All right, so again, another macro level. And finally, interactionist theory. This is more of an individualistic standpoint or understanding the individual and looking at the individual at a micro level and how that maybe we can resemble these individual characteristics, these issues happening for personal reasons shape into society, right? How that looks at a societal standpoint. All right, and also Tegan mentioned a few sociologists and how they try to look at sociology more within our life. So Max Weber, especially with positivism, okay, and how we are obviously trying to look for the positives in life and trying to use that as a social background, a guideline for us moving forward. And if maybe we use these traditional values and maybe use these ideas, we can help the whole society, not just at an individualistic standpoint. All right, so here we go. Key sociologists and theories to sociology: Karl Marx, conflict theory; Durkheim, functionalism, systems, remember, right? The conflict theory, Karl Marx. W.B. Du Bois, conflict theory, kind of mentioned him already within that short answer. Herbert Spencer, functionalism, okay, how these functions, these systems in society shape us moving forward. Max Weber, symbolic interactionist theory. And Auguste Comte is functionalist, the father of sociology, right? Okay, is there any questions on that exam? Pretty short, pretty self-explanatory. For the most part, these assessments are going to be short answer. You might have a few multiple choice, but for the most part, I want to see your understanding of the particular material, okay, the concepts. All right, any questions at all? We good? All right, we're going to move on here. I'm going to exit out of the exam. We're going to move now towards the vocab. I think everybody got this. I think I presented it already. Well, actually, sorry, bell ringer. Let's go to the bell ringer. Let's start this next chapter. And I think I already have one term, but I think I presented that term Friday for you guys already. If I can get this to share. One second. Sooner or later. There we go. I think so. Holy cow. Just got this new monitor, so I'm trying to figure it out. don't know what's going on here. Thought I did. Well, I'm just going to put it to airplane. Technical difficulties, just like this. What's going on here? I can't figure this out. Did I get it now? Oh, thank the Lord. So detail the role culture plays in our society. Let's describe qualities of your own culture. There we go. So something that's near and dear to your heart, right? The who are you activity. Maybe you can revert back to that a little bit. Then we can maybe look at America, the United States, understand its culture compared to others. All right, so let's go over this real quick. Culture, what is it? What is culture? Plain and simple. Leah, what is it?
Culture in our society is major role in people are what they value, made up anything from the ways they trust.
All right, good job, good job. And we all know places all around the world might have different cultures than us, obviously with different language they speak, the way they interact with one another. It might be materialistic, right? What they wear. I'm glad you said about that. Good job. So describe qualities of your own culture, Leah.
Well, in my own culture would be Christianity. Also in the United States, Christmas is a huge holiday that's part of the culture as well.
All right. So holidays. Okay, good job. So it's in the United States, Christmas. What a great holiday. Is that your favorite, Leah?
I don't know. It's overrated.
It's overrated. Okay.
I'm saying people don't like it for the right reasons.
I just want gifts, presents. I got you. So yeah, especially with religion, Christianity. Good job. I think a lot of us here resemble form of Christianity. Good. So religion being a huge part of culture. What else? My favorite holiday is Halloween. Love Halloween. Slashers. Look out. It's coming up quick, right, Madden? Is that your favorite? What's your favorite? Thanksgiving. Why? Because all the food.
Yeah, that's my first. I was born.
What? Really?
Double
Oh,
holiday.
nice. I'll have to have like a birthday feast for you or something. Okay. All right. So qualities of your own culture. Madden, go ahead. You might as well
I said
tell us about yours.
and then maybe the things I eat and
Okay. The way you dress every day. All right. Nice. So materialistic again. What about you, Roy?
That's my religion, and the holidays I celebrate.
Okay. Holidays again. Look at that. You're all right around the same thing here. What about you, Chris? Italian, right? Okay. What language do you speak? Italian, English, what else? Spanish. Wow, look at this guy over here. Look at this guy. Cool. Nice. Good. What about you, Brianna? Qualities of your culture. All right. Okay. Tegan. What's that? Okay. Everything else. Sarah, anything different? Food you eat. Gotcha. United States is pretty cool. There's a lot of different foods and tastes that we have. I know Monday, Moe's. I like to go up to Moe's every now and then, up on a smoking dam. Oh, you guys like Moe's in here? Quesadillas, burritos. What do you mean? A big burrito. What? Okay, you guys are out there. I tell you what. Jeez. Go to Moe's to get a big burrito. Huh? Maybe I am.
You see that new Mexican place? About to get on the highway.
That's really specific. What else do you say in here one time? I think everybody has this term, right? You guys good with that? We're just starting chapter 2, vocab, culture. All right, which highway here? I don't go down to Dolphin much. I guess I drive through it to go to Harrisburg. Okay.
I heard it's good.
All right. I'll have to find this place. I'm going to travel each highway I know. Look for it.
Oh, it's like Harrisburg.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you love Harrisburg, don't you? You put it in there, who are you? I didn't get to talk to you. What do you think of Shang-Chi?
All right. I slept. I gotta say.
You slept through it.
I was drinking my milkshake before I was sweet. And I think it was a little bit. So I was kind of like dragging out. No, the movie, like, it was taking too long. Like, I was like, what's happening here? And I just fell asleep and I woke up with like, it was fun.
I thought the action scenes were awesome.
Yeah, those were good. Like,
the dragons at the end kind of got a little crazy.
That's what I felt.
Oh, okay. I thought that was pretty exciting. Maybe not. All right. Okay. All righty. So you guys got that one down? Pretty simple. I know I went over it Friday. Whenever this comes up. Here we go. So culture. I think I went over this Friday, but we all know with religion, traditions, I'm surprised no one said entertainment, especially in the United States. Entertainment's a huge part of culture in the US. I know what, Bachelor in Paradise, is that on tonight? Oh, you must watch it. Okay, all right. Is it tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, I swear it must be a big part of.
Or Tuesday. They switch it up.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
Sarah
knows all about
Throw a
it.
knuckleball at you every now and then. You have to guess.
Last week was Tuesday instead of
Why'd they do that?
Oh.
Probably because the start of Monday Night Football. I don't know. Yeah, so Bachelor in Paradise, big part of people's lives in here. I know my girlfriend loves to watch it and tries to get me to watch it, but actually I do find myself getting interested in when I do take a peek at it every now and then. I'm like, oh, what? I thought this guy was with it. Oh, whatever. Anyway, entertainment's a big part. I know for me, especially with football, oh, this is getting awesome. Except when the Hurricanes lose and the Packers lose, and it's been happening too often lately. But yeah, I always get together with my buddies, talk about the next football game coming up. We put some wagers down. Probably shouldn't say that over the recorded video, but yeah, I'm big into it. I love it. Podcasts. I love listening to podcasts. You guys listen to podcasts in here? Yeah. Music. You listen to music? Yeah, everybody listens to music, except for Brock Troutman, right, man?
Yeah.
Gee. Like, hey, what's your favorite song? I don't listen to music.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So what's your favorite genre then? He's just like, I don't listen to music, whatever's on the radio. Wow. Geez, cold-hearted man there. Don't tell me I said that. But yeah, culture, we understand, is especially all around the world, there's different cultures. And even in this classroom, we can all come up with different qualities that maybe we maybe gravitate towards a little bit more, considering each person here. I know sports and entertainment for me. Obviously, Sarah, big into Bachelor in Paradise. So yeah, culture might be a little different, even in the classroom here. Okay, we can resemble this all across the world as well, and understand different diets, different aspects of life, maybe for the most part with the government system. Okay, when we're looking at the functional theory of sociology, I know I gave an example of China, right? And how they are even limiting some of their teenagers in their society to they're making it a law. I don't know how they're going to try to go around with it, but they're making a law that limit the amount of video games they get involved with during the week. It's to the point I think it's only an hour during the week. On the weekend, I think they're allowed to have 2 hours to play video games. Unbelievable. Why do you think they're doing that? Why do you think that's a huge part of Chinese culture right now?
That just makes people want to do it more.
I
There's
know,
line
right?
goes around it and then you can sneak through it and you won't know.
Feeling rebellious.
It's just whenever you put more rules in anything, people just find more ways to break them.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Especially with the mask,
And it
right?
makes more unrest.
What's
They're
that?
telling people to only play video games for 2 hours.
They're limiting it. Okay, they're saying about only an hour during the week and maybe 2 hours during the weekend. And because it's a communist country, they have all control of private sector, right? So they can actually go in and view who's playing the video games at what time. It's pretty scary stuff, actually.
Yeah, I'm sure they
Right.
could do that stuff plus if they really wanted to.
They could.
They have better things to do.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, maybe. Roy, what do you think?
I was going to say that they were working on development so they can work more into development technological situations.
Okay, yeah, maybe try to guide the adolescents and teenagers more towards academics, education. You're rotting your brain with those video games, especially with maybe some of the cultural aspects in media and entertainment today. And I know they're trying to limit especially I guess you could say what am I trying to get at? The accessibility of forms of entertainment in the United States. You hear about it all the time in China that they're not going to show a movie or a TV show in China because it might mend the population to push back against the government, or it might make them feminine, right? It might get rid of masculinity. Okay, for right now, China's trying to build up their military, try to force their people into removing any type of feminist qualities or different ideas that might challenge their own culture, which I think is shocking. It's going on right now in China. So I think it's interesting. and to limit the amount of kids they have, because the overpopulation in China for so long, they're limiting to one baby, and for the most part, they're only choosing males. And this is actually becoming a problem in China. Over the past 10 years, they issued this policy. And right now, I think it's 65% male and like 35% female. So they're having an issue. Maybe the population is going to come down a little bit more because there's really not that many females in China anymore because of that policy they pushed out. A lot of it building up of the military. So I think that's interesting. You guys should look into that a little bit. I think that's something maybe we can talk about in the future. I think it's pretty cool. All right, so with culture, I know I went over this, like I said, on Friday. I want to get to the simulation here today. I think you guys will enjoy it. Hopefully we'll have enough time. So with the activity, social interaction and culture. Do you ever have one of those scenarios where you're talking to someone, maybe a stranger you never met before, or you might know them a little bit, but it's kind of awkward when they're like right in front of your face? You ever have someone that kind of oversteps their boundaries?
Yeah, and then when you step back,
Yeah,
you're being pushed up against the wall.
Hey, I smell what you had for breakfast, buddy. Back up, right? Isn't that a little weird?
I hate it.
Oh, I hate it too. So we're going to compare some cultures after we do the simulation, and I think you guys will enjoy it. So I need male and female. I need some volunteers here. Lee, you want to come up? All right, Lee, you're up here. Chris, come on up here. We'll go with Leah. Female, female. Oh, Tegan, Madden just, they ain't raising hands in here. We're just going right up. That goes against my culture. You're supposed to raise your hand.
Yeah.
All right, so male, male. Roy, I guess it's me and you.
You too.
All right, okay. So here's what we're going to do. You're going to start a conversation with each other. I'll put my mask on. So. All right, you're going to start a conversation with each other about anything you would like. Each one of you should make a comment after one exchange. Take a step closer, all right? So repeat until you're totally uncomfortable. So let's start, let's start like, what do you think, 5 feet? Let's start 5 feet away. So maybe space yourself out. So after you hit, let's say, have a conversation about something. Go, hey, what color, what's your favorite color? Blue.
So every time it's a different question, we have to move forward.
Closer until you feel too uncomfortable.
And you just stop talking?
Yes. Then you're just like, okay, I'm done. I got to move on. All right. Okay, you guys can have your own conversations and move closer and closer. All right, Roy. What do you think of the Cowboys game yesterday?
I just think that we should have done better.
Could have done better?
Should have done better.
Yeah. Definitely could have done better. All right.
I never knew that. So
Packers will not lose tonight.
They will.
I think Aaron Rodgers is going to throw for 300 and 4 touchdowns.
That's pushing it.
It's pushing it. Really? So, what's for lunch today?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah, good.
I'm all right if you are. Whoa! This is what I was looking for. Really good job. Can you smell the iced coffee?
All right.
That's pretty close.
You guys are good then?
Yeah, we're good.
All right, okay. So Roy and I, we got pretty close there. Don't tell anybody about like, oh, the mask and everything, social distancing. I just had to do it for the example here. If you guys like. Well, heck, Madden and Tegan were hugging each other at the end. Yeah, you're right. That actually fits what I'm going to get into, which is really cool. Yes, yeah. So with personal space, real quick, answer these few questions. If you want to, you can write them down or just, how about you just think about it? So what do you know? It's about the different personal space interactions. So with Tegan and Madden, they were like hugging each other pretty much. Chris and Lee, I didn't get to see too much. I was with Roy. So what was going on there? Do you feel uncomfortable after a little bit?
It's just like after you get too close, it's like, there's nowhere to go.
You're just like, we circle around them.
You asked why I like soccer. I've never asked that.
He was a little bit dated.
I was like, yeah. I don't know. I was like,
Just like that one highway where the Mexican place. Oh, yeah. Roy was. He looked like he was about to lay a smack down on me. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys would walk close to each other in the most awkward way. You just shuffle and you'd laugh.
Yeah, so as you can see, it was a little awkward, right? We don't really, in our culture especially, we don't talk to each other face to face like that.
Yeah.
It's almost like, oh, I can't wait, right? It's like this guy might plan my death here soon if he keeps getting closer and closer.
I feel like they were like threatening me.
Yeah, it did feel threatening, huh? Felt very awkward.
Fight response.
Yes, I'm gonna bail out or throw a punch, one of the two. So what factors impact how comfortable or uncomfortable people felt? We know with Tegan and Madden, they're good friends, right? You guys knew each other. They know each other a long, long time. Best friends, best pals. Slumber parties, watching The Bachelor in Paradise all the time, right? Yeah, so they're having a great time together. Knew each other for a while. For Roy and I mean, we have a bond. Sports. Yeah. I mean, I didn't think I'd get that close to you. But I mean, other than that, other than the bond of what we're talking about with sports, I don't think I want to get that close to you ever again. Nothing against you. What about you, Lee and Chris?
What do you mean?
Like what impacted how comfortable or uncomfortable you were? Like as you got closer and closer, do you start giggling, laughing, like you just felt weird?
We don't we're not I don't have a against them. We just don't talk. So it's
I was fine, but
at some point it's too close.
I know, I meant I was
yeah, the highway down there.
Yeah, as usual. So,
it was okay.
Do you guys text on the weekends?
No.
I saw that she's the one that we were talking about now.
Snapchat every now and then.
But we had something to talk about.
Okay. Yeah, so maybe if you did have a good conversation.
But I don't think I want to be that close to have a good conversation.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that I saw him at Sheets.
Oh.
I waved at me.
How'd it smell?
We had masks on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're lucky.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Don't get the morning breath.
All right, so morning breath. Oh man. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh.
Bye.
I'm sorry, guys. I wanted to get through all that. We'll talk about that more tomorrow. Hopefully you had fun with it. See you guys later. Get some good laughs out of it.
I was supposed to give you this. This is going right on that for you.
Uh-oh. Is this going to be yelling at me?
See, my Ravens won. See that, bro?
Oh, okay. Thank you. I did see that. That was an awesome win, man.
Oh, yeah. Did you see that jump pass Lamar did?
Yeah.
He went right into the line. Just went, chucked it.
That was cool, wasn't it?